So tell us about the different chapters in the book. Chapter 1, what is it about?
Well, I start out by saying, hey, why was Jesus a man? He was a man who, or any of the great teachers for that matter, Krishna, Buddha, all seem to be men. Because mothers are busy taking care of their children. And I asked the question, it's easy for a monk in his monastery to become enlightened because he has all day to meditate. I don't have all day to meditate. I have maybe a minute a day to meditate. If I'm lucky, I can say a quick prayer in the shower while the baby's screaming from the other side of the shower curtain. So I asked, so why was Jesus a man? How long would it take the monk back at the monastery to recover from one day of what I do? And I would really like to know that answer to that question in all seriousness. I'm not kidding. And then I go on to some of the crazy things about modern motherhood, the school craziness, if it's Tuesday, it must be little gym, and this idea that we have to really get our kids involved in all these activities and what's too much, what's too little. The things like I have peed in my child's diaper because I couldn't leave them in the car and I had nowhere else to go. I was just stuck. They look so precious when they're sleeping. Nobody told me they had personalities of their own. Have you heard about the new parenting book that solves all your problems? Which obviously we all know that parenting book doesn't exist. So it's chapters like that. And then I ask the question, what are my children learning from me? What are they going to remember about me when I'm gone? Are they going to remember the yelling, or are they going to remember that I was a loving, happy person? And I want them to remember positive things and not negative things. I don't want them to remember just a tired, haggard, worn out, exhausted mom who was always frustrated and at the end of her tether. And then, because I asked that question of what will my children remember about me, I asked the next question, what can I learn from my children? And I go into the second half of the book is all about what we can all learn from the child, the spontaneity, the living in the moment, the ability to just be so uninhibited and give a smile without asking for anything in return. There's so much. And I just end by saying, we're all blessings on this earth. I'm a blessing and my children are a blessing, and I'm so grateful for everything that I can and do learn from them every day.
So what is the biggest spiritual or the most important spiritual lesson that you have learned from your Zen masters in diapers?
If I had to choose one, it would be hard. It's difficult to choose one, but if you're asking me the question, I'll say the ability to be present in the moment. And it doesn't always have to be present in the moment in a happy, joyous way. When they're having a tantrum or, screaming, or when they're just so filled with joy and enthusiasm, it's really authentic, it's honest, and it's in the moment. And that just is so precious. And as adults, I tell you, as a mother especially, that can be really a huge challenge, is to center myself back in what's happening right here, right now. And that's ultimately what my children need from me. They need my presence. They need to know that I am paying attention to them as human beings and not focused on what's for dinner or what happened this morning, the throwing up incident at the library. They need to know that I am there for them no matter what's going on externally in my life.
So is this a book that your children will be proud of when they grow up? They'll say, hey, my mom wrote this book and it was based upon her experience with us. Will they be proud?
I think so, yeah.
And finally, why should someone buy this book?
Because, first of all, it'll make you laugh. It'll make you feel uplifted, and it's got some great, funny stories in it, but it'll also make you appreciate yourself more, your role more as a mother, as a parent, not just, just not necessarily from mothers alone, but as a parent in general, no matter what stage your children are in, whether they've left the house or whether you're pregnant or planning on having children, at any stage, the book is an uplifting, hopeful message that will ultimately make you feel better about yourself, your purpose on this planet, and also help you appreciate your children more and get perspective and see the forest instead of always focusing on all the trees, which are the little details that sometimes we tend to get caught up on.
So the book title, and you're the author. Tell us that finally.
The book title is The Way of the Toddler, The Craziness of Modern Motherhood, and the Spiritual Lessons I Learned from My Zen Masters in Diapers, by Leta Hamilton.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
No.
Do you think? Anything we forgot?
www.thewayoftoddler.com.
Say that one more time.
www.thewayofthetoddler.com.
Great.